Hello friends, welcome to CS Tunes. This video is in continuation to our previous video on Chomsky classification of languages or Chomsky hierarchy. In that video, we have discussed about the Chomsky classification of languages. So we have discussed that according to Chomsky classification, our grammar is classified into four types. Type 0 recursively enumerable, type 1 context sensitive, type 2 context free and type 3 regular. In that video, we have learned the detailed description of the type 0 grammar, that it generates all the languages that can be recognized by a Turing machine and hence also known as Turing recognizable language. In that video, we have discussed about recursively enumerable set and the production rules for the type 0 grammar. Then we have learned about the examples that can be used to explain the type 0 grammar. So in case you haven't watched that video, you can go back and watch our video on type 0 grammar and Chomsky classification. Now today we are going to learn about type 1 grammar, that is the second level of our grammar. So type 1 grammar is represented using the production rule of the form alpha A beta tends to alpha gamma beta. This grammar is used to generate the languages that are context sensitive. So type 1 grammar are used to generate the languages that are our context sensitive languages. Now, according to the production rule, on the right hand side of the production, we can have alpha, gamma and beta. And on the left hand side of the production, we can have alpha, capital A, beta. Now, let's see what is alpha, beta, gamma and capital A. So, if we talk about capital A, so capital A is a non-terminal. So, it is a single non-terminal. So, that means on the left hand side of our production, at least a single non-terminal is compulsory. Now, alpha, beta and gamma are terminals and or non-terminals. So, alpha, beta, gamma are the strings that can be formed using terminals or non-terminals or the combination of terminals and non-terminals. So, that means alpha, beta and our gamma are the combination of terminals, non-terminals or a string that can be formed using both terminals and non-terminals. Now, one thing to be noted over here is that alpha and beta can be empty, but gamma cannot be empty. That means we can have a epsilon in place of alpha, epsilon in place of beta, but in place of gamma, epsilon cannot be there as epsilon cannot be empty. So, by this particular rule, we can say that on the left hand side of the grammar, since A is present, so a single non-terminal should always be present in our production rule. And on the right hand side, since gamma is present and gamma cannot be empty, so at least either a single terminal or a single non-terminal or a combination of terminals and non-terminals should be there. So minimum this condition must be satisfied in order to have any grammar of type 1. Now, as we have seen till now that gamma cannot be empty. So, we cannot have a null on the right hand side of our production rule. But we can have one more rule, that is S tends to epsilon. That means there is some rule when we are going to have gamma as epsilon. Now, it is only allowed if S doesn't appear on the right hand side of any rule. If S is present on the right hand side of any of the rules, then we cannot have this particular rule. But if S is not present on any other rule on the right hand side, then we can say that S tends to epsilon is allowed. Let's say, for example, over here, suppose we are having A tends to B, C. Now over here we can have A tends to epsilon because A is not present on the right hand side of the rule, but C tends to epsilon is not permissible. It is not permissible, it is permissible because C tends to epsilon. C should not be there on the right hand side of any of the rules, but C is on the right hand side of this particular rule because C is present on the right hand side, so we cannot have C tends to epsilon. So is it clear from here that we can say that our gamma cannot be epsilon, but gamma can be epsilon in the special case if S tends to epsilon and S is not present on the right hand side of any other production rule. Now, the languages generated by these grammars are the languages that can be recognized by a linear bounded automata. So, whenever we talk about the type 1 grammar, so it generates the context sensitive language, and these context sensitive languages are recognized by a linear bounded automata. Now, let's see the example of type 1 grammar. So, according to type 1 grammar, the first production rule says that ACB tends to ABAB. Now over here, let's first check all the production rules for the left hand side. Now if we talk about the left hand side of the first production rule, it says capital A, capital C, capital B. That means there are 3 non-terminals. And according to the rule, it says that a single non-terminal should be there, and after that you can have any combination of terminals and non-terminals. So that means it is valid. Now we have to check on the right hand side because the value alpha should be same on the left and right side of the rule. Similarly, the value beta should be same on the left and right side of the rule. So now let's check the first production rule whether it is satisfying the condition or not. Now if we check the first rule, our alpha is equal to A. So if our alpha is equal to A, so we can see A over here and A over here. So the first thing is valid, that A is common. That means alpha is equal to A. Now if we say that beta is equal to capital B. So in this production rule, we can see that our beta is equal to capital B. So over here, beta should be same, and yes, it is same for this production rule. Now, the third thing, that is our capital A. So in this case, capital A is equal to capital C. So yes, it is a non-terminal. That means it is correct. So left hand side is verified that it is correct. Now on the right hand side, gamma can be a combination of terminals. It can be a combination of non-terminals, or it can be a combination of both terminals and non-terminals. So if we talk about gamma for this production rule, it is equal to BA. And since both B and A are in small alphabet, so we can say that these two are our terminals. So from here we can say that the first production rule is according to our type 1 grammar. Now let's check for the second production rule. If we talk about the second production rule, according to second production rule, it says that capital A tends to BCA. Now over here, let's check the value of alpha, beta, gamma and A. Now if we talk about this production rule, alpha is equal to epsilon because there is nothing on the left hand side of A, and because there is nothing common over here, and it is also mandatory to have a single non-terminal. So this single non-terminal A is taken to be that single non-terminal. So alpha over here is epsilon. It is blank. It is null. Now the next thing is beta. So if we check for the beta, we will find that beta is also epsilon over here because nothing is common on the right hand side of both the sides of our production rule. Now let's check for A. So A is a single non-terminal. So yes, we have a single non-terminal on the left hand side of our production rule, and that is A itself. So A is equal to A. Now if we talk about gamma, so all the things that are left over here will be taken as gamma. So our gamma is B, C and capital A. So we can see that B and C are written in a small alphabets. That means these two are terminals, and A is written in capitals. That means it is a non-terminal. So this is a combination of terminals as well as non-terminal. So that means the rule is satisfied. According to our rule, we can have alpha and beta as empty, but gamma cannot be empty until and unless this rule is satisfied. So till now we haven't S tends to epsilon. There is no such rule in this production rule. So what we can find is gamma is equal to BCA. It is a combination of terminals and non-terminal. Alpha and beta are empty. They can be empty, and there is a single non-terminal on the left hand side of the production rule. That means this production rule is also valid according to type 1 grammar. Now let's check the third production rule. So according to third production rule, we have B tends to small b. So over here we can say again that alpha is equal to null. It is blank over here again. Now beta is also blank. Beta is also null over here. And if we talk about capital A, that is a single non-terminal on the left hand side. So yes, there is a single non-terminal on the left hand side, and in this case that is our B. So it is correct, it is valid. Now gamma should not be empty. Yes, our gamma is not empty, and the value of gamma is a small b. So yes, gamma can take any value. It can be a terminal, it can be a non-terminal, it can be a combination of terminals and non-terminals. So over here it is a single terminal. So this rule is also satisfied according to type 1 grammar. Now let's check for the last production rule. So according to the last production rule, it says that C tends to epsilon. Now whenever the epsilon is present on the right hand side of the rule, that means we are saying that gamma is null. Gamma is blank. So it is not according to the generic production rule, because in the generic production rule, it says that gamma cannot be empty. It cannot be blank. So that means it is a special rule and it has to be treated in this manner. So it is a rule that is S tends to epsilon. So over here C tends to epsilon. And according to this rule, it says that it is only allowed if S doesn't appear on the right hand side of any other rule. Now let's check whether C is present on the right hand side of any other three rules. So we will check the three rules whether C is present on the right hand side or not. So in the first rule, C is not present on the right hand side. We have A, B, A, B. So C is not present. In the second production rule, we have B, C, A. So C is not present in this production rule also. In the third, we have a single B. That means a single terminal. So C is not present over here also. That means C is not present in any of the production rules on the right hand side. So we can have C tends to epsilon if C is not present on the right hand side of any rule. So for the above three rules, production rules, we are going to check the generic production rule. But for the last production rule, we are going to check the rule S tends to epsilon such that S doesn't appear on the right hand side of any other rule. Then it is satisfied. Otherwise, it would not be the part of type 1 grammar. So that's all about type 1 grammar. In our next video, we will learn about type 2 and type 3 grammar. Thanks for watching our video. In case of any queries, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Stay tuned for further videos and please like and subscribe our channel CS Tudes. Thank you.